I've got a rare property here in Stevens Pass, located within a mile of the ski resort or so. My name's Miles McLaughlin here at Wilco Land. What we do is we buy and sell raw land. We're focusing on unique and epic properties. In this video, I'm going to cover some FAQs and talk about this land investment we have available here. So, absolutely world-class area, right? For anybody who's been up here, absolutely world-class, right? And there's very little private land ownership for buildable properties, opportunities to build next to Stevens Pass. And so let me kind of walk through this property with you. I'm going to talk about the location. I'm going to talk about, we did get a site evaluation of the property done to make sure the property would be suitable for a septic system. I do have some information on a community water source back here. And just a little bit of a background of the area, showing you how to go visit on your own and do some of your own due diligence. So again, some ground level street views, some great aerial imagery. I mean, just world class. So if somebody's in the process of building, so you see people are really tucked in here building like ski chalets and kind of cool mountain homes, right? So there's a little bit of development going on down the road for a couple of properties that we can see. Power's in the area. That's not a concern of mine. Water is available for lot owners here. There's a water tap available. I'll get to that here in a second. So again, first thing I want to show you is I'm pulling up the coordinates on Google Maps. I'm going to give you a bird's eye view. We're right here along Highway 2 outside of Seattle. If you're familiar with the Stevens Pass, here's a ski area. Here's Skyline Lake, Lake Valhalla Trailhead. I mean, the Pacific Coast Trail is just right by the property. I mean, this is, whether you're into skiing or, outdoor recreation or hiking, whatever it may be, if you're a summer person, I mean, these are world-class, lakes to visit and hike to in your backyard. I mean, the property is located right here. Right here is where the property is located. So in your backyard all summer, you have access to just world-class recreation all along Highway 2 here, just outside of your backyard, like I said. And so if you're into it during the winter, it's a cool place for a ski cabin. And so let me kind of get into, again, number one, this subdivision, there's unbuildable lots. So there's a lot to unpack in this video, right? There's an avalanche back here in in the 70s. And so what they had a specialist come out, they had somebody who studies this come out, and they deemed a certain amount of properties unbuildable. So I'm going to pull it up here on satellite imagery. So we've got all these lots. See the property lines? A ton of lots were deemed unbuildable, but there's a few buildable lots. There's only, I'd have to double check the map, but I only think there's a couple remaining. You and I may not see another buildable listing come available in this subdivision in my lifetime. And that's saying a lot. I mean, that goes to the rarity of this location. And you may not see many opportunities to buy in Stevens Pass. And let me get to why. This is a subdivision, right? This is Yodelin Subdivision. This is all private ownership. As I zoom out, everything around it is Chelan County or Wenatchee National Forest. Almost 1 million acres of Wenatchee National Forest here. So as I zoom out, you can see there's really not many pockets of private land ownership. Maybe a little bit right here. So you can understand, I mean, look at how far I can zoom out. This is all like national. There's a little bit of private. There's some private. There's a little chunk of private. Little tiny chunk of private. So, and a lot of that is maybe landlocked or inaccessible or unbuildable or huge land ownership. A timber company owns 500 acres. It's very, again, like I can't stress like the supply and demand aspect of it, the availability. I mean, like I said, if you're into this location, if you want something like this could be one of the few opportunities for you to have. Again, as I zoom in, this is the property that I'm talking about here. And so I'll jump into, development next. So we're talking about location now. It's a special location. And then going into development, this is one of the few buildable properties. And that price reflects that we're listing it for. I have sold a lot of recreational property back here. The majority of the recreational property is along this road here and this road. I do have a few Unit 2 Lot 5, Unit 2 Lot 7, and Unit 2 Lot 9. If you are looking for a recreational spot, a place to maybe camp, put a teepee up, storage container, a yurt, something like that, something to use for recreation without permanent structures, without getting those permits and putting septic and well in. These are good options, right? A few recreational lots. So I do own those lots as well. But getting back to this buildable property, you can see folks are developing back here. As I mentioned in the video earlier, we sent somebody out here to do a septic feasibility study. And I have this document linked in the website so you can read through that here. We had a contact here at our company. We bought 2 buildable lots back here, and we had both of those observed here, and both of them, passed with flying colors, right? They should be suitable for septic systems. So you guys can read through that. I won't bore you with reading through that right now. So that document's there, right? Summary: the soil observed on both lots, well draining and suitable for septic. The subdivision has a shared water system. So there should be no issue with neighboring well radius. There's a shared water system for Unit 2 lot owners, and that includes this property. What does that mean? Here's what essentially I have HOA contact information. Whoever buys this property, you're going to get in touch with the HOA. It's kind of just a community of landowners here. Not very heavily involved from my understanding. Again, I can get you the contact information from them. The main thing is dwellings with water hookups pay $1,500 a year. No dwelling, there's no dues. A dwelling without water would be $750. So it is possible. Water catchment systems. If you don't want to install a well, there are alternatives and ways to, maybe you have a holding tank out there during the summer or something like that. Maybe you put a dry cabin up for all that you care, So everybody's development ideas, everybody's ways to use a property are going to be different. So I do want to emphasize that. Again, what else do I have to share on this property? We talked water, we talked septic, utilities are right there on the road, power is right there on the road, right? If I zoom in, we can see everybody's developed. So there's really no reason this property can't develop. This property is developed. These people they're really cool little ski chalets. And so during the winter, just an FYI, there's a shared parking area. People are taking like side-by-sides, snowcats. When there's heavy rainfall, they're taking sleds, snow machines, side-by-sides, like I said, and cats to get back to their property because they don't plow. So they're all parking Stevens Pass Yodelin lot here. And there's some storage area and things like that for these landowners that have homes back here that want to access their properties during the winter. So they're not plowing, to my understanding, and I could be wrong. I talked with one of the neighbors out here. To my understanding, they're not plowing all these roads. So what they're doing is they're all parking here and they're taking, like I said, snow machines, side by side. Some people even have snow cats to go access their properties during the winter. So really a cool area, really a fun spot to do these things and recreate. Like I said, summer is a really popular area out here as well. Give me a call if you have questions. You want to go visit it, feel free to go on your own time. I'm looking here on Google Earth. If you're curious, you can play around with this. Like I said, Lichtenberg Mountain's in your backyard, right? You can hike up. I mean, this is all national forest. Going into just world-class recreation, the Pacific Coast Trail, Lake Valhalla, right? It's hard to put a price tag and emphasize kind of the rarity of these type of land investments, and they just don't come up that often. So again, give me a call. I have other properties out there, some recreational listings too. We do buy and sell across Washington. So if you do have interest in some of these listings, give us a shout. My call number here is 605-250-1256. Thanks for tuning in.